Dealing with today's topic, I remember the time long ago when the movie The Wild has been announced, and going through the trailer and halfway through I realized that the idea itself was a pure garbage knockoff and they're gonna go along with it anyway. And that's how I felt reading the synopsis of Call of Duty Modern Warfare DS. Play through all the support missions for the main game. The only justifiable way to look at this was that it was an expansion pack for the main game, and not a horrendous cash-in on the game's good berries. No, nothing like that. It's just an expansion fleshing out the game with the exact same name as an earlier, better game. Well, that would be the case if this game actually had a plot. Instead, you boot up the game and are immediately tossed a laundry list of objectives numbered 1 through 10 that you have to go through because the game told you to, and if you don't, it'll give you a slap and call you an idiot and tell you to go talk with the NPCs. You turn around and laugh your fucking ass off looking at this guy. Arrgh, I be Captain Cardboard. I order ye to go to thar building and wake up this guy. Arrgh. And when they're not telling you what to do, it seems that God himself is allied with you since 80% of your objectives appear from the frickin' ether. The point of doing all this being go to a place, do a thing, and then we'll just tell you that you won the day. Like, fuck you, commanders. I don't need to be patronized when I'm doing your busy work. Although calling them commanders is probably over the top when their AI can barely walk in a straight line. The game functions on a technical level, I guess, but the head hitboxes for the enemies are not a perfect science, which is the only way to get a victory in any shootout. The presence of insta-kill weapons are bullshit dick moves, and the game's only USP, being their explosion minigames, were actually enjoyable little adventure game segments, and for some baffling reason this game has only one QuickTime event that comes out of nowhere. And finally, the grenade effects in this game are great, like Wind Waker explosions done realistically. Well, as realistic as the DS can manage. However, the other aspects of this game are bargain basement stupid beyond the cling film plot, one of the big targets being its music design. It has none. Most of the only things that'll serenade you on your quest to kill 50 copy-paste terrorists in a place is your own footsteps. And it's hilarious when the game adds in music for its action-packed sequences, and then switches back to nothing after 5 minutes, and the music itself is boring, sounding like it was stolen from the main game and somehow made more dull, like borrowing someone's car and trying to swap it around by replacing it with a modified shopping cart. And if you couldn't tell from our in-depth look at Captain Cardboard, the reason that Nintendo doesn't put any realistic-looking games on the DS is because it turns out like this. The textures are second-rate, the art direction is terrible, the developers didn't add in any facial animation, so they're all apparently sending you your missions telepathically, and the enemy dialogue is so shoddy that I thought we were fighting the Japanese instead of the Arabs. And apparently the game thought that at one point as well. I have heard that people are defending this game due to the console itself not being the best match for an FPS the same way that a metal container isn't the best place to store glass. There are still some strange design choices for the controls, the camera for one thing, which is half the control for a game of this type, and the developer decided the best scheme for this would be doing it with the stylus and bottom screen. Probably being the best of only bad options is one thing, but actually playing the game feels like I'm steering my character with a lazy Susan, and that makes precision shooting impossible. This could have been helped, however, with iron sight aiming, but alas, the developer wanted to take full advantage of the DS's features and activates iron sight aiming with a double tap on the bottom screen, and trying to tell the DS to tell the difference is like giving directions using smoke signals, which is really fucking annoying when the game cheekily spawns in 4 guys all at once to start shooting your ass simultaneously. The biggest damnation for the controls is simply that this could have been fixed if they hadn't used the 4 action buttons, you know, B, A, X, and the other one, for an extra fucking D-pad. I'm glad to see the developer try to make this game accessible to left-handed people, but why do you need 2 D-pads for it? That's 4 buttons that could have been used to activate iron sight, grenades, or switching guns that you have for the purpose of giving an alternative to moving your character around. Ultimately, the game is a lazy attempt to try and wring a few extra bucks out of unsuspecting fans of the original, thinking that this was a port instead of a terrible expansion pack, and I feel bad for that one kid out there who got this for their birthday from their confused mom after asking for the console one. But for all you other gamers out there, I'd actually suggest picking up this game if you and your buddies wanted to do a spin on Bad Movie Night, because while this game fails, it fucks up so bad that it's hilarious. So if you were the type that actually bought Ride to Hell after its reviews came out just to have a fun time laughing at it, then enjoy the copy-paste enemies, terrible dialogue, cardboard cutout NPCs, and ultimately this joke of a game brought to you by that venerable studio N-Space. Well, viewers, since that was the scorecard, that brings yet another Call of Duty review to a close, and we'll be moving on next time to Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which should be a hell of a lot more interesting than this, but not before I end as I always do with a victory for gamers. Thanks for watching.